Good morning. It's Monday, and I missed last Monday's book talk, so today I have a couple extra books to talk about. The first of which we don't have yet, but we will. If you're a fan of One of Us is Lying and Two Can Keep a Secret, that author has a new book out called Cousins, and it is about aptly three cousins who really don't know each other. Their family sort of had a big split some time ago, and so they didn't really grow up together. And this grandmother who disinherited their parents 20 something years ago has invited them back to work at their family resort up in the New England beach area. So it's called Gull Cove Island, but it's like Nantucket, that kind of area. It's a mystery because, the same author who wrote One of Us is Lying. It's really good. I liked it. I always like her character development. Like, you really feel like you know these characters and you're rooting for them, which is really important to me. So if I can't root for a character, I'm out. That's one of the reasons I quit a lot of books, because I don't care if this character lives and dies. And, that's a problem, right? I should care. I did care in Cousins. It's very good. If you want to read something by the same author, we have all of our other stuff. We just don't have this one out. It's actually not quite published, so we will have it. Another favorite author of ours, Colleen Hoover. So this is book 2 to Maybe Someday. And I read Maybe Someday. It's probably my first Colleen Hoover book ever, about a songwriter and the girl who lives in the apartment across the parking lot. And they used to communicate with song lyrics like on sheets of paper. And they both had significant others, so nothing happened. And in book 1, of course, romance, fall in love, romance. It's all romance. This is book 2. But not only is it book 2 for them, but the other people in their lives get to finish their story in this one too. If you like Colleen Hoover, you will love this. This is what I sort of think about as classic Colleen Hoover. Love and angst and real issues and things you have to get past before you can have that happily most of the time ever kind of thing. So, Nowhere on Earth. We have it in adventure because it is an Alaskan wilderness survival tale. I do love myself a good survival tale, and this is no different. It's really good. It's a little different because it's not just about Alaskan wilderness survival, but it's about a girl and someone she calls her younger brother, and they stow away on a plane, and the plane crashes into the mountain, and they have to get to safety, which you would think would be hard enough just because they're in Alaska and there's snow and the bears are just waking up. But also there are guys with guns who are shooting them. So it's a little more challenging than it should be. It was a really good book. I love a survival story, especially in Alaska, which is odd because I have no intention of ever visiting Alaska. Maybe that's why I like to visit it in books. So this we do not have. Strangely enough, it came from the UT Ag Library. My daughter checked it out, and she's like, oh, you need to read this. So it's 99% mine, about a brother and a sister twin set. Their grandmother has died, and they have to fix up her house so they can sell it. And the contractor is the boy next door. You know where this is going, right? So we probably won't ever have this book in our library, but if you want some pretty straightforward romance, I like him, he likes me, we can't be together kind of thing, we've got plenty of that. So come talk to us about what we do have. And then, my only nonfiction this week, Dear America, Notes of an Undocumented Citizen. So, what's unique about this is that he is an undocumented citizen, but he's from the Philippines. And so he talks about how he came to America in the first place. His grandparents and his extended family are all in America, having, done it legally. They filled out the right papers, the things worked correctly, the laws were different, And he talks about when the laws changed and how that put so many people in jeopardy because the path to legal citizenship, so to speak, disappeared. He says repeatedly in it, if there was a line to be a citizen, I would get in it. But there's not. So he spends a lot of his life passing as a citizen, acting like, in fact, he is a citizen. And he finally decides to just come clean. And of course it affects him negatively. And yet, In some ways, it doesn't. It was amazing. I learned a lot about immigration and being undocumented in America. It was a relatively short read. He's a journalist, so he's a great writer anyway. Like, you wouldn't have any trouble following his flow. It's not too wordy, and it's not too sort of homey kind of feeling. It's just good. It's a really good book, and if you're interested in undocumented citizens and how they're coping with the laws and how things have worked out, this is the book for you. And apparently we have it in Spanish, Miss Wheatley whispers in my ear. So if you want to read the Spanish version of it, we have that. I would highly recommend it to anyone. Honestly, it was a great book. Come talk to me about books. I'm always looking for something new to read, or if you want something like what I talked about, let me know. Have a great day, guys.